Hey gang, what's up? Just Aaron right here, Canadian Canadian Looney. I'm pretty wound up. I've got some of my friends in the back room here, and we're gonna bring them out. They're the people that help make this channel and chat room so much fun, and we've got a wild and fun show to get into. So here we go. Let me introduce the gang. I'm going to start with my girl Sheila, who's been with me since the very beginning. Sheila, what's
Hello,
up?
everyone. I'm good, and you?
I'm great. I'm so excited. My man Captain Kirk, what's going on up there? Kirk's from
Doing just
Edmonton.
fine, Aaron.
Sheila, where are you from?
I'm from Orangeville, Ontario.
Orangeville, Ontario.
Yeah.
Kirk is in Edmonton, I believe.
That's correct.
What about my man down here in the corner, Mr. Pickles?
Representing the West Coast, baby. Kelowna, BC.
Okay, Kelowna, BC. We won't hold that against you for too long. All right, gang. So what we're gonna do is watch some videos. We're gonna get straight into that. First, I have one video that I want to show that. It'll take me a second maybe to get this called up, but it's not there.
Okay.
Of course it's not. But I have some serious federal politics to get into. This is what went down the other day in the House of Commons. So you guys watch this with me. We'll comment during the video and just see how this goes. See how this works. Oh, get into there.
Yeah, where are you? You hiding?
No, I'm right here. Everything should be playing.
Okay.
Oh,
You see,
Out of order last
Fergus
There we
Thursday.
go.
We are confused by the mixed messaging that you've sent to this House. The member was out of order and yet has still been allowed to participate in debate, and today have 5 questions in question period. The regular practice is that a member isn't recognized to speak until they have withdrawn, and that is not being applied, and we have some concerns about the mixed messages. I'd also like to remind the Speaker of the very serious matter that was raised yesterday regarding the member for Fort Saskatchewan Sherwood Park. We are still waiting for him to withdraw and apologize for his homophobic and disgusting.
so sorry to interrupt, but Kirk, I'm just going to ask. She's from near your area, is she not?
Where is she from?
Strathcona?
Yeah. She's more or less south side of the river, heading towards downtown.
Okay.
It's a rather old part of town.
Are you in a big NDP area?
Well, apparently.
It would seem that.
I thought Alberta was mostly conservative.
I thought so too.
That is what I
Mostly
thought too, Mr. Pickles.
Rurally, yes.
You got that train wreck Nenshi or whatever that screwed up fucking all of Calgary, and then we got Notley that was before her, was a train wreck too. Like, and then I switched to, I don't even know, like Daniel Smith, I think. Like, there's the one I watched in politics, the one I like in Alberta is Daniel Smith.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, she's doing a good job for us so far. I really can't complain about the woman. She just brought in, or solidified, I should say, I guess, our Charter of Rights as Albertans. And she's made a couple of really nice moves. One that I appreciate, which is the firearms. She's guaranteed that that's our property, and that's where it will remain. So that's pretty good. Nemchi now, I think, is thrown in his hat to run provincially in Alberta. You're right. That's the mayor that totally messed up Calgary. And so hopefully he doesn't get in. I hope not.
Nenchi's a tool, man. Just a tool bag. But like this chick that like is talking here or whatever, and she's going on about, she's talking the other day where Pierre got to ask all of his questions, and she's saying, well, you know, the speaker, for Black Kermit was saying that, you know, you're going to be reduced a bunch of questions. Well, no wonder he didn't get reduced questions, because, you know, the Hansard came out, and it was Garnet Genuous is the one that was saying whatever about the bathtub. And like, you know, everybody's wondering who took a shit in the bathtub.
Somebody took a dump. Somebody
You could say it that way. That's, I think, pretty solid news that's been going on. I don't know if you, just a little side topic, if you caught the $9 million condo thing that's been going on in committee. Holy smokes, the last little bit that's come out about that. But I digress, maybe.
No, it's not digressing, Kirk. No. We're gonna get back into that. Sheila, what were you thinking?
I was just going to say, yeah, and I seen something earlier about a $16 million barn in a prison. Did you guys hear that?
I have not heard that one. I've been trying to figure out how to get this set up all day.
Right.
and so I haven't got to catch the most of the most recent stuff besides what Mr. Pickles has been sending me along.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, we're going to get back into this video. We might start it from the top, but this is all about that. This is the hot tub incident.
Yeah,
this is like
the $9 million condo. This is the conflict that happened the other day in the House of Parliament, which brought out the bathtub comment and Trudeau saying about how he takes back, whatever his crap comment and stuff.
I've got the comment in here, Mr. Pickles. I've got the whole thing. So we'll get back into that. Anyways, I did want to talk to you guys just early in the show to kind of kick it off. This is a new thing for the channel, right? Like, this will look funny to you guys, but don't worry about that. This is a funny thing for the channel. Trying something new. I've got my best front benchers, the people that really support the channel and keep the chat so pleasant and everything above board. And they're just real Canadians that are similar to all of us, that have opinions. They watch politics. They have insight. So we're just going to watch some videos with some of the coolest people that I know.
I'll be the Andrew Scheer of your front benchers.
Sounds good.
Go for it.
Sounds good. Okay, we're going to drop into this, and I'll try to get us back to where we were. This is Heather McPherson. She's a wild
has
nut.
Still been allowed to participate in debate, and today have 5 questions in question period. The regular practice is that a member isn't recognized to speak until they have withdrawn, and that is not being applied, and we have some concerns about the mixed messages. I'd also like to remind the Speaker of the very serious matter that was raised yesterday regarding the member for Fort Saskatchewan Sherwood Park. We are still waiting for him to withdraw and apologize for his homophobic and disgusting comment. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Oh, wow.
Simply because you're not getting your way.
Oh my God, the quietness, man. He's so awkward, everyone. What an awkward silence, yeah? Anybody else have a comment on how long he should leave the button depressed?
I can't hear him.
No, he hit his button. So
Honorable member from Sherwood Park, Fort Saskatchewan, is rising on his feet, and I will recognize him in due turn. But I understand on the same point of order, so that the member doesn't have to get up twice. The honourable member, parliamentary secretary for the government house.
Mr. Speaker, I just want to add a couple thoughts to it. We have to put it into proper perspective. When a member is requested by the Speaker's chair to withdraw the remark, as it's been pointed out, they are required to do so.
Let me push this mute button on so Canadians can fucking hear.
Not identify them until they do the apology.
Not right, because
examples
that's
of that.
our House of
We
Commons.
cannot allow a second tier of a member of parliament he is allowed, or he or she is allowed, to violate the rules, and then it is the political party that pays the consequence. That's in fact what we saw here. There was the Conservative Party that lost the 3 questions. There was no penalty to the member from the leader of the Conservative Party. That causes a great deal of concern for all parliamentarians.
I'm going to move, before I move to the member from Sherwood Park, Fort Saskatchewan, because I can understand his motivation in wanting to stand up, the Honourable Parliamentary Secretary, as well as to the member from Edmonton Strathcona, the Speaker has made a ruling on this decision. I would encourage all members to read it very carefully. As you know, when there is something that contributes Article 18, the Speaker has some discretion as to what to do. And so the Speaker is certainly considered this question, has been in contact with, and had many discussions. And I would encourage the honourable members to read the session.
Okay, does anybody have any opinions about Greg Fergus?
Yeah, I know you do. He shouldn't be
Everybody
there.
pipes up. Everybody pipes up.
That's right. Yeah, nobody likes him. I mean,
Like who's the better one? Was Rhoda better?
yeah.
I preferred Rhoda.
Oh, he's a liberal too, though. Like he's liberal also. Like why are all these liberals getting appointed to these positions?
He's not
He
as
didn't
arrogant.
push the mute button all the time, and you could
That's
hear what the
right.
hell is going on.
That's true.
I guess my argument would be that it hasn't really been so spicy and hot back then when he was like the chair.
Yeah,
You know?
that's true.
I
Yeah.
mean, like Kermit's like fucking pushing the mute button like what, once every day now, and it goes for like 5 minutes.
Oh, it's ridiculous. I don't think he's supposed to be doing that. But
So then on top of that, I mean, like they kicked Pierre Poilievre out for not retracting his statement, and the other day when this video is
Yeah.
or whatever, I mean, they didn't kick Trudeau out. And why
Yeah.
is that, right? Because it's you know
double
Fergus that was
standard.
put in the chair.
Yeah, you can't be doing that now.
It's all biased.
Quick question,
biased.
guys. Do you guys mind if I say hello to everybody in the chat room?
No,
It's
go
been
ahead.
busy. I haven't had
Give her,
a
man.
chance to do
Hello,
my
everybody.
regular typing.
yep. Hello.
You guys all want to say hello to the same people, right? Like, so this is the list of people that I think are in the room right now. We've got our girl, Annie G. Thank you, Annie, for checking us out. Always welcome to our chat room. Cryptomaria, I want to get you on the show as soon as possible. Donna Logan, you're always a pleasure. Love to have you on here. I'd love to have everybody on here. Joe Sofat, what is up? Marianne Wales, my girl. Marianne, I look forward to seeing you in the comments every morning. Ron Barnhill, thank you for joining in the chat, taking part, all that fun stuff. Rory Kennedy, my man. Maybe we're going to call you guys. Maybe some of you people will call tonight. Steve Bloy, how are you? Thank you so much. You're always in the chat room and being a funny guy. Sylvain Robert, thank you so much for all the help. That's it from me and Mr. Pickles. That's Captain Kirk up there and Miss Sheila. You guys, we're going to get back into this. So that's it. I just wanted to give a quick hello to everyone that I saw, and we'll get back into this piece with Greg Fergus just stalling and being weird.
And I would encourage the honourable members to read the session. If they wish to challenge the ruling of this chair, they know the procedure in which to provide. The honourable member. Then I see that the honourable member from Winnipeg's South Centre is rising on a point of order.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just wanted to draw your attention for the benefit of the House to some language I've heard used that I think is unbecoming of this House and of members in this House. And I have no interest in ascribing blame or pointing fingers, so I'm not going to name names, Mr. Speaker. However, there has been reference over the course of debate in the House in the past few days in particular to pagers exploding, walkie-talkies exploding, reference to perhaps members in this House themselves having that type of technology, which is an obvious reference to the conflict that is happening in the Middle East right now, Mr. Speaker. I heard another comment from a member today and I quote, "Did you get a thank you letter from Hezbollah?" This is to an Israeli member of this House who has lost loved ones, innocent loved ones in the conflict. We have other members of this chamber from all sides, Mr. Speaker, who have lost innocent people by virtue of the conflict that is taking place. I, again, am not interested in being partisan. I simply want to draw your attention to this and call upon the better angels in this House to conduct themselves on behalf of Canadians and one another with compassion and dignity. Thank you.
Corrupted.
I thank the honourable member for Winnipeg South Centre for a thoughtful intervention, and I'll take this opportunity to remind all members of the House that the most important thing that we can do, despite pursuing the interests of our constituents passionately and pointedly, but is to make sure that there is a fundamental respect between all members. This is a point that the chair has made, that chair occupants have made at several occasions. J'encourage tous les députés.
I would encourage all members to be nicer and more respectful of one another so that we can have debates that are passionate and interesting to represent the interests of.
Sheila, do you think that he's trying to bring passion to the debates on the floor or trying to shut it down?
Trying to shut it down.
No, it's ridiculous, man. This guy, Greg Fergus, is such a clown. Like
he is, and he's arrogant, and I'm not racist, and I'm not going to say that because I'm not. But I think he has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, I would say.
I think he has a chip on his shoulder, but I don't think it's about race.
No. Okay.
No. I agree. He has a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
I think it's because he's the way that he is. Like,
yeah,
he's just arrogant. An oddball. Like,
yeah.
What do you think, Kirk? Like, what about this guy, Greg Fergus, man?
He shouldn't be in that position in the first place, number one.
You're right.
He's not even trying to hide his biases.
No.
It's painfully obvious. He needs to be replaced.
Yes.
Without a doubt, as soon as possible.
Well, yeah.
What are the chances, Mr. Pickles, that this is, the last times that we're going to see Greg Fergus? Think he's around for a while?
You're going to replace that piece of shit with another piece of shit? You're going to polish a piece of shit? It's still a piece of shit. Well, that's not what I'm focused on. Well, let's go back to what that guy was saying or whatever, right? About pagers and whatever. Yeah, the government's corrupt. I mean, there's a reason why Fergus muted the speakers. Who's 11 that were compromised? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You've got all these immigrants that hold 2 passports in our sitting members of parliament. So like, which side are you on? Are you on the side that Canadians are giving the ammunition to Israel to kill these people? Or are you on the side that Trudeau and his government are letting the people he's giving ammunition to kill into the country without vetting any of them? Yeah. Like, it makes no sense. It's crazy.
No,
and Fergus, man, he is a pile. That is a big pile sitting right there.
So again, not to break it up, but I'm gonna put us back to full screen because we have a conversation. So here, whoops. This live, so there's a lot of things going on right now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So a year ago we started this channel, and that was that was the week of the Anthony Rota scandal.
Right.
Where he had to resign or whatever, fall on his sword for the Liberal Party. Yeah. And then that all came out as a conspiracy. So like that Trudeau knew and whatever, but there's no fallback for any of it. Like, you know what I mean? They don't take their points back.
the fallback was he made someone else take the fall, and he put some
That's
other
it.
puppet in the chair.
That's it.
Right?
Like it was like I say, when I started watching the politics, man, I had no idea. I was like, I still kind of like Trudeau. I don't know, it's kind of charming, whatever. But then you watch it for a week, and it's like, oh well, once you see Karina Gould, like take over the floor the way that skank can, like. No, she just kills it, Kirk. Like, who sucks more air out of Canadians' lungs than Karina Gould when she's speaking?
Well, what do they say? What do they say? Like in what is it? George Orwell's 1984. Like the most like the statement that like just resonates most with me is that the last step will be them telling you to not believe what you see with your eyes or what you hear with your ears. And that is exactly what's happening here. These liberals can say whatever they want about what's not happening. Use your eyes, man. Like, you cannot see. It's the opposite of what they say, and it has been, right? And meanwhile, I mean, like, you're just flooding the country with people that hate us.
That's true.
We are the minority now. We are going to be the hunted here.
That's right. I'm scared where I am, so.
I ain't racist either, man, but I fucking know what Canada should and used to be.
Yeah, exactly. It's sad. I'm afraid actually to go out in the evening anymore because, and I hate to say it, but there's a lot of East Indians that come here, and I'm really afraid of Brampton. So unfortunately, because unfortunately they have been doing things that they shouldn't be doing. So it does make me a bit nervous. So, I can understand why some people want to leave this country, to be honest.
Then rewind 20 years or whatever, like you would have never, this would never be a thing. You would go out at nighttime. It wouldn't even be a problem. Right. You'd see a group of East Indians or whatever. It wouldn't be a problem.
Right. No.
Now you're like, wow, are they going to murder me because I'm a white person?
That's right.
Like you don't know who the hell you even are looking at anymore.
No.
And why is it these people can like protest in the streets and chant genocide and not be locked up? But if you're a white guy, you're a racist and they lock you up quick.
That's right.
That's right. Look what they did with the trucker convoy. That was pretty heavy-handed.
That's a pretty good example, Kirk.
What's going on in our streets now with idiots standing on top of buildings on their ledges 4 and 5 stories high with smoke bombs of different colors and blocking streets and prayers in the streets.
Yeah.
It's a lot worse than what the trucker convoy was. For goodness sakes, the police told the truckers where to park.
That's right.
They did.
And
nobody's telling these people where they should be. They're just everywhere. They take over 4 corners of a major city, and nothing is done.
Why is it that this is taking over like our actual culture though? Like, who's allowing this? Why is this allowed to continue? What about Christianity? What about our rights, our culture? Right? Yeah, you can bring these people in, and they used to be able to be like, they came here because they wanted to be Canadian.
That's right.
I was watching something else online or whatever about our passports, and I think it was with Kevin O'Leary. He said he was supposed to go for a wedding in Egypt, and it's a friendly Canadian passport country, and they turned him down because Trudeau went and pissed somebody off in Egypt. So now you need a visa. You can't just fly to Egypt anymore as a Canadian, right? Nobody's heard that shit. And this happened all over the world that he's done that.
I didn't hear it.
He used to have the golden passport. And now, like, what he's done, like the Canadian, the Canadian, what people used to think of us is not what it is anymore. And really, what is the Canadian anymore?
It's like, I'd love to know what he did to piss them off. We didn't hear about that as a public. No. So what did he do there?
I don't know. Probably the same thing he did to like India, right? What did he do there? He went on national fucking TV and said that Indian government had a part in killing whoever that guy in the mosque in Surrey was. Yeah, Niger. Right? Yeah. And so he come out, he's got a surmounting amount of evidence against the Indian government, and he's going to bring it out like weeks following, and nothing came out.
Nada.
Like,
And this is what I can't understand myself, Mr. Pickles, is why is nothing coming out? Okay, why are we being blinded and our ears being closed to everything? This is what gets me. And I'm really afraid, guys, that this son of a gun might turn around and call another pandemic, okay, or war.
delay the election some way or the other.
Yeah. There's a distinct possibility, yes. I thought of that about a year ago. How's he going to stay in power? Well, it's obvious to me. Enact the Emergencies Act, and that stops everything. Or war. Well, that is
all you got to look at is how unconcerned he is about the polling. He doesn't care, like, so it makes you think there's like an ace up the sleeve, right? He's got something planned already. Why are you bringing on all these people, like the former whatever president of New Zealand, the most like left authoritarian prime minister? You're bringing her to Canada, secret though. You're not telling anybody, and then you're bringing in Mark Carney, right? But he's not working for the government of Canada, so he doesn't have to follow the ethics laws. So now he can just do what he wants. And you're giving this guy 10 million or 10 billion off the bat with another 40 billion to follow. Like, what is wrong with our country?
There's a number of things, Mr. Pickles. I'm not sure if you've been paying attention to the conversation you've been participating in. There's a couple of issues going on in our country.
I'm new here, Aaron. I'm new.
I know. You're just getting started. Mr. Pickles. Guys, we're gonna flip it back. We're gonna flip it back to a video, or the same video, but we'll get to the same spot where you just were.
No goody.
And or would you like to see a politician that we can speak positively about?
Well, I want to see Genuous's rant about how he wasn't talking about taking a shit in the tub and and it wasn't homosexual. That's what I want to see.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. We're gonna let this run through. Audience,
all right.
This is an interesting part of the video. Like Greg Fergus stalls this shit and delays it. Like he does what Greg Fergus does. He's an asshole and a problem for Canadians.
Genuous man.
But
I know.
This comes off so. No, there's a number of Liberals and NDP that throw Gino up against the wall, or Genu, however you say it. And this is an interesting piece to watch. We're going to watch the whole thing. It'll be a minute before we're back to each other. I went too far. Here it is. So again, Greg Fergus is up there being a freak.
Sherwood Park, Fort Saskatchewan. My mistake is rising on a point of order.
The NDP whip in particular has a history of making false and defamatory comments about me, and this is no exception. It's very clear.
Colleagues, if you please can keep your comments to yourself so that the chair can listen to this point of order being raised by the member from Sherwood Park, Fort Saskatchewan, who was referenced in some other point of orders. I think it is fair to allow him to raise his point of order uninterrupted to the chair.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. There was an exchange yesterday in question period about extravagant spending by the government. $9 million spent on a luxury condo on Billionaires Row. Now, the leader of the opposition asked a question.
Speaker, I can't hear him.
Mr. Speaker, false and defamatory comments have been made about me. If members want to hear a response, I'll provide a response. The leader of the opposition pointed out $9 million spent on this extravagant condo and identified a number of luxury features associated with that condo, including an extremely luxurious bathtub. Following that, the Prime Minister made no comment whatsoever about those features. Instead, the Prime Minister spoke about the kinds of international engagement that the government does. And as the Hansard clearly...
Colleagues, I'm going to ask the honourable member, please,
What?
I'm going to ask... I'm going to ask the honourable member, please, to get to his point because it's very important that we try to get to the point so that it's not perceived as engaging in debate. I'm trying to making sure.
Mr. Speaker, false and defamatory comments have been made about me. Yep. I'm providing a response, and hopefully members will benefit from reviewing the context of what happened. Yep. $9 million were spent on a luxury condo on Billionaires Row in New York. In a question from the Leader of the Opposition, various luxury...
Okay, colleagues, if the member has been... Colleagues.
What a weird, quiet time, right, Sheila? Like, how awkward is this? There, he hit his button, so now we've got a moment we can talk. Like, he's just a weirdo. It's awkward. Kicking rocks, or what is he doing? Like... That's the thing. Like, again, no, you don't need to comment back, but like, he doesn't know what he's doing. He needs help from his
I'm going to invite the honourable member from Sherwood Park, Fort Saskatchewan. He was almost there. I'd ask him, please just immediately get to the point so that we can address the allegations which were made against the honourable member, and then we can move on in the House.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And we've heard a few words said in this House about bullying. I'm trying to provide an explanation with context and to answer false allegations that have been made against me, and I will persist in doing that. So following questions from the Leader of the Opposition about a $9 million luxury condo purchased by the government, and in particular identifying among the features of that condo a luxury bathtub, the Prime Minister ignored reference to those features and instead spoke about the engagement done by the government internationally. Right. And the Hansard shows the exchange, and many of the comments about made on Twitter about what was allegedly said don't reflect what's in the Hansard. The Hansard notes, does he engage with them in the bathtub? The point of that comment is to illustrate that, of course, meetings don't take place in a bathtub. A luxurious bathtub has nothing to do with meetings. The Prime Minister's answer had nothing to do with questions, but it had nothing to do with sex. I wasn't thinking about sex at all.
So the NDP just keeps on drowning out what Jenny was just trying to say about it, right?
Yeah, they don't want people to hear.
Wow.
They must know we can't hear what's being said as a viewer from my TV, per se. And they know it, so they just drowned it out, and we, the public, don't get to hear.
Yeah, I think it's bullshit, man. You're censoring what's going on.
Yeah, it's our money.
You're censoring the best parts is what's going on.
Yeah,
that's right.
Sure.
That's your backstop, right? We're homophobes and transphobes and bigots and racists and all this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Yeah, it is. It's embarrassing.
There's no respect from the man. Nobody listens to him.
No.
I don't know.
It's turned into a clown show, the entire Canadian government.
Yeah.
Right?
If you were to show our politics to somebody from like another area of the planet, like another democracy, what do you think they would think of our parliament?
I would think that it's the same in every one of these Western governments right now. What is happening here? Yeah. We're a step behind Britain and France, but we're catching up, man.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yep, I do too. The whole world is actually going,
it doesn't make sense. We're paying for these people, and I mean, I don't know. You got all these people in sitting in MP seats with different agendas because they're not Canadian, and like these stupid positions that are being created by Trudeau. Yeah. Like it's just that's not. It's all so very far left.
It's just so much spending. Like
everything.
It would seem that they have, like, it seems like ridiculous to say, I guess, but they just don't understand money. Like, they've never actually had to balance their in any real budget where you don't get free money at the end.
Aaron, they do understand money. They're collecting as much of it as they can, as fast as they can, and as sneakily as they can. And now they're just starting to get found out. They understand money perfectly.
Yes, you're right, Kirk. That's exactly what's going on. They're stealing all our money is what they're trying to do.
So what is it really that they are just trying to weed out? Like, anybody that's middle class or lower? Like,
well, they're
because that's what is going to happen.
They're importing people from third world shitholes that are happy to be here at a better, stance in life, and they're happy to work for less money.
Yeah,
right. And you're drowning out us that are used to working for X many dollars, and you're bringing in Indians that work for 10 times less. What they want is slaves, mindless slaves.
You hit the nail on the head, actually.
And it's wiping us out. You want to look at like race laws and hate speech and all that shit? There's no laws protecting us, and it's clear to see on the streets because nobody gets arrested.
Yeah,
right?
That's right.
If a white person says something about, a Palestinian this or a immigrant that, like, they're locked up. And, it's not as hard, I guess, here. But look at Britain, man. You can wave a British flag, and they're putting you in prison for 2 years. And then next stop, Canada.
Yeah.
You're going to have rainbow fuzzy butt plug MPs wearing dog fuzzy masks sitting in Parliament if we do not change course immediately.
You're right.
I agree.
You're right, but you're right. And it's ridiculous. And I think it's just a fallen world right now. And not because I'm Christian. I just think that, we're all not headed in a very good direction. Nobody in the world is.
So before there, I said, I don't think they understand money. I know they understand money, where it comes from, what the effects are. They understand economics, But there's a part of me, guys, that gang that. Well, it's not a part of me. It's what I want to believe is no, we're better than that. Oh, no, they're just not screwing us. They don't understand that they're screwing us. But I'm aware by now this is a plan to screw us. But again, when I come with an off-the-cuff comment I don't think I know they understand, but I still want to be naive. And I think they're taking advantage of that on so many more Canadians. I'm one of the ones that woke up. We're here. So that shows that we've kind of woken up a bit to the fact, not woke, but we're aware that we're getting screwed.
So much to unpack what you just said there. I mean, at the end of the day, the bottom line is you elect officials to represent you for your riding. So whether it be a Liberal, NDP, Conservative, when they go to Parliament, where is that representation? Because every Liberal votes how the Liberal leader wants. Every Conservative votes how the Conservative leader wants. You're not representing a riding anymore. You are trying to win because it's a minority government or whichever, right? I mean, in each party, there should be people voting yes and no to whichever bill comes up, and you never see that. Right?
No, they're all told what to vote, the party line, and if you don't, you're gone.
You're ejected from cabinet, and they find somebody else that'll do it. And they don't give a shit that Canadians are starving and stuff. Guess what? They still get their $200,000 a year, and if they make it 6 years, then they get a pension. They don't care. These people live behind walls. It's the difference between us and a free democracy and or authoritarian or being ruled by a king, like a kingdom. In Canada, man, I don't even know. How do you even fix this broken fuck show that we got? I don't even know if you can.
I was going to say, I don't think we can. Not right now, anyway.
The mess that these guys have left is going to take at least a generation or two to get rid of with what Trudeau's done to the Senate.
Hopefully we'll get to see some of the repairs that are being done, which may make our lives a little bit better. But I don't know. I'm hoping and praying that my kids, that things get better within their lifetime.
That's where I'm at too, right? It's not us that are really going to suffer. It's the old people, I suppose, that they didn't make sure they were like, set.
Well enough.
They got old. But the young kids now, they have no idea they're going to be paying their entire lives for these debts that these idiot liberals are doing. And probably mostly their kids also.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not good.
No. I've never, ever in my life would have ever thought this would happen to us in Canada.
No, me neither.
Never.
Never saw it coming.
What kills me is not many people know what is going on. They don't have the time. They're busy with their lives. But that's the scary bit. That probably 75% of maybe 70% now with all the vids being put out and produced about the nonsense going on. But the far majority have no clue except what they see on CBC mainstream.
It's so petrifying, man. When I talk to my mom, it's so not frustrating, but she just doesn't get it. She's like, Aaron, you're going to get in trouble for doing your show. And I'm like, well, then I'll get in trouble because I don't deserve to get in trouble for what we do on here. Which is pretty much just congregating with similar minded people.
That's it.
Looking for change and hoping for better.
We'll all be in the same cell block, buddy.
I'm hoping that we're in the same penitentiary at least, but
yeah. Here we laugh about
Sheila will be in the W wing, but we'll get to visit maybe once in a while or something. I don't know. Hopefully pass in the cafeteria or something.
Very odd. You know what I find really is happening a lot is, and why people aren't getting any of it is because there's too much of it. There's something thrown at us all the time. There's either that scandal, this scandal, whatever. You can't get through a scandal without another scandal.
No, you can't get through a day with just one scandal. It's hard to keep track.
Yes.
Again, I try to make these videos of both committees or whatever.
Yeah.
And I do take notes, and I've got spreadsheets and shit, but it still gets disorganized.
Last I checked, there's 17 million Canadian or 27 million Canadians registered to vote. In the last election, 17 showed up. So, with what's happened in Canada and what the effects on everybody's life are, I expect a much higher turnout next election.
I'm curious to see.
Yeah, me too.
These people that can't come out and vote. I mean, why you're, I don't get why anybody would think the liberals are doing a great job. If you don't know, if you're a young person and you don't know the freedoms that have been taken away from you because you never knew them, I suppose that would be the only logic to it, right?
No, for sure.
That's only 2 generations away. That's only 2 generations away.
It's happening right now. These people, these young kids now, they just think this is reality. They don't know what it used to be like or what it should be like.
No.
And then they're watching whatever propaganda on TV, right? Convincing them either way. And then, we got these schools Canada wide, pushing woke ideology, and they're pushing land.
Yeah.
And saying colonialism is bad and white people are bad.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, if this don't reverse course 180 right now, we are in trouble.
Yeah.
No, we're definitely in trouble, guys. I'm going to break up that quick chat just to say hello to everybody in the room again. There's some more people in the room. And also, just so you guys know, all the viewers, if you have a problem with any of our moderators or whatever, now is the perfect chance to trash them. They're not here. They're not moderating. Your comment will stay up. And so if you have something terrible to say about
any of those comments out, good or bad,
go get them.
You got to read them out, good or bad.
I'm just teasing.
Is lightning rod in the room?
I'm just teasing. But again, two flips. I see you've joined the room. Adam, what's up? Annie G, I think you might have been here before, but I'm trying to go through the list again. Cryptomaria, I hope you enjoy what we're trying to do here. We're trying to get better at this, make it more of a community. I had to learn some things on the computer, and my folks helped me out. So anyway, we'll keep going with some names. James Meacher, Donald Logan, it's always a pleasure to see you guys in the room. Jilly Bean Live, welcome. We try to have fun here about Canadian federal politics. Joe Sofat, good to see you always. Lightning Rod, is it true you think that Mr. Pickles is handsome? Just checking. Lost Art, welcome to the chat. We're having a good time here. Thank you for the membership. Mike Trombley, you're my man. Thank you so much for all the good times. Patty Zato, you're going to be on this show. You're one of the very next guests. Possibilities are endless. What is up? Rory, my man, what is going on? We're going to have you on here very soon, too. Rayman, how are you doing tonight? What is up, brother? We've got Scott Campbell. Good to see you, man. I'm glad it's been a couple of times now in the last week that I've seen you back. Love having you in the chat. You're a contributor to that conversation. Steve Bloy, you always crack me up every goddamn day. Sylvain Robert, you're a pleasure to have in the chat room. Tommy Gunn, you crack me up too, but in a different way. It's a funny way. And that's probably our list right now. Patty, we will get you on the show here very soon.
You see Gordo? Is Gordo in there?
I don't see Gordon yet. I think Gordon's the afternoon person.
Yeah.
Because Gordon's pretty goddamn loyal. Did you think that was funny? I told them to trash the moderators because you weren't around.
Well, and then I hope you're monitoring it and you can relay that information.
No, I'm just letting it go. I'm just letting it go.
I'll see you on Monday, bitches.
I'm just letting it go.
Beat me up, Tommy. Beat me up.
Okay, how about now we watch a... Did we finish the Genu video or do we need to get back to that?
I don't know.
No, I've got other things to go on his rant and then you turn it off.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to talk to you, Paul.
Oh,
that's all.
Everybody
I just
does.
wanted to talk to you.
Everybody does.
So we're gonna change it up a little bit. I'm gonna show one right now. This is a piece on. Okay, gonna show this piece. Let me know what you think about this politician. Somewhere's in between.
Okay.
Canada's GDP per person has declined so significantly that a decade of living standards, wealth, and efficiency in the economy has been wiped out. Canada is now last in the G7 for GDP per person and is expected to be last among all developed countries for GDP per person growth. It is declining at a rate of 2% annually. And why is that a break glass emergency? The Bank of Canada is raising this alarm bell because productivity is essential for workers to see stronger paychecks, for businesses to grow, innovate and compete, and for prices to stay stable while keeping inflation down. According to the C.D. Howe Institute, since 1985, U.S. labor productivity has grown by 100%. Meanwhile, productivity in Canada has only grown by 40%. That growth even puts us behind the UK, Germany, and France. And this is not the fault of Canadian workers. In fact, according to the Conference Board in New York, the average European worker works hundreds of hours less each year than a Canadian worker. Yet, Canada's GDP output for each hour of work is just 79% of the US, and is lower than Italy, the UK, Finland, France, and the Netherlands, who are also behind the US in GDP per hour worked. And why? Because of the lack of investment in Canadian workers caused by bad economic policies by this Liberal NDP government. Since 2015, the net outflow of investment from Canada to the US, that is the amount of investment leaving Canada for the States, has totaled $460 billion. That means fewer dollars going to invest in Canadian workers, factories, machines, research, and innovation. From 2014 to 2021, the Fraser Institute shows business investment per worker in Canada has declined 20%, while in the US it's increased 15%. That means Canadian investment per worker is only 54.9%, that of a US worker. This decline in the investment in workers and productivity feeds into the cost of living crisis that has been created by Justin Trudeau and Jagmeet Singh and their failed policies. Falling labor productivity means falling average weekly wages. In 2020, Canada's average weekly wage was about $1,100. By the end of 2023, it has fallen to $1,078. Over that same period, inflation in Canada grew.
All right, guys, we'll bring it back to a little chat.
Yeah.
Things in Canada sound like they're pretty rough.
Yeah, it's very sobering.
What do you think? What do you think, Mr. Pickles, about Jasraj Halan?
I love Halan, right? If you look at that guy, that's Canadian, is what that is.
Sheila, how do you feel about Jasraj?
I feel the same as Mr. Pickles. He really is Canadian. He really shines. I like him.
What about you, Kirk? Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? Like,
he gets it. I like him.
Yeah, he's one of us, man. Like, not one of us, but like, he's a Canadian. Like,
I'm not sure I agree with entirely what he said, where he was going with it. I mean, it's got a lot to do with this GDP. I mean, you got these people, we're less than GDP, but I mean, you have the regular Canadians being diluted by fake asylum seekers coming here, fake students coming here, the immigration that's full open tapped. And these people aren't contributing. You have the regular Canadians that are diluted, and this is the GDP. We're not working less. The ones that have jobs, the Canadians that have jobs, it's not like they're working less, except maybe like restaurants or whatever that actively try and hire cheaper labor. We're just diluted that badly.
Yeah, I agree.
I love Halan, man. I watch him all the time.
No, he's one of my favorites. I try to put him on the channel as much as I can. Like, anytime I have a highlight, like, try to share that.
I think he's Canadian born.
It's absolutely disgusting that we are in last place. I hate being last.
Oh my goodness.
With our advantages and our natural resources, we should be leaders in almost every aspect of a country being successful. We should be leaders in that. We've got the brain. We have the brains in the country, or at least we did. Look at the Avro Arrow, way, way, way beyond its years. And we couldn't complete due to politics. So we have it. It's poorly managed, poorly run, very poorly run.
Kevin O'Leary says it all the time. Yeah, it's a country, the richest one in the world, run by idiots.
Yeah, absolutely. Who hires someone with no experience to be probably the most important person, being your treasurer, your finance person? Never ran a bank in her life.
Gang, I'm going to bring it back to like my little comment on like, don't they understand money? They do understand. They're screwing you. Like, and that's the Canadian naivete. Like, again, we were just talking about like, they're screwing us, but then being like, oh, they don't get it. No, they get it. They know how to screw you.
Yeah. They do.
Walking
ATMs,
man. That's all we are, is a walking ATM.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, basically.
Not even not us, but our kids and our kids' kids. That's all that's happened here in the last fucking 9 years.
Yeah, exactly. It's
it all went to hell when we left the gold standard. How's that?
No, I would agree with that, Kirk. That was a big issue. That's a big problem back like when that happened. And there's no coming back from it. Like,
so everybody knew something was wrong like a year ago. Would you agree? Like severely wrong direction. Gotta go. Gotta fucking take a new direction. My problem is we can't do anything.
There's no mechanism in government for us. That's the problem. There's no mechanism.
The nonpartisan top of the pile that should be acting for Canadians is the Governor General, and guess who put her in there?
Yeah.
Mary Simon is a liberal, Nunavut or whatever where she's from, and Trudeau put her in there. DEI, baby.
Yep. Yeah. Always. And that's the whole problem.
Yep. In my opinion, anyway.
Did you guys? This is, I think, a good example, like that's fresh in my memory from this week. Pierre Poilievre gets up like for his first question, his only question, in the first round the other day because he got cut off by a few for not taking something back, and his question was like a Poilievre question, but Karina Gould, leader of the House, says it's because that's what Canadians want. And she said it with such conviction. I
remember that.
She was a one-line answer, like to a answer that should have been 45 seconds or something. But she gave it in one line, and she's like, and it was just sticking it in our faces. I felt. Yeah. That's how I felt. Well, it's like right. Oh no, we've got the whatever it is, the conch from like Lord of the Rings, or pardon me, Lord of the Flies, and do you know what I mean? Like we have the powers.
You got them all. You got them all doing it. Champagne, LeBlanc, right? They're all going. Well, I've traveled the country over the summer, and what I've got from it all is Canadians don't want an election. They want to do the work. You know, I don't know anybody that's just like, yeah, you've been doing a great job. Like, keep going. Like, no, I don't know one person, despite what their polls will say. Why is it that there's still 20%? I doubt it's way lower than that.
I think so. Not only that, what you were saying about, excuse me. Sorry.
That's fine.
I lost my train of thought there. Go ahead.
Well, we're going to kick off back into another video. I know that the Halan video wasn't finished, but we're chatting more than I expected that we were going to. And now we're going to take a look at one of my favorites. This is going to be Mike Barrett.
Okay. And who in the minister's office was informed?
Mr. Chair, following the delegation authority, we actually communicated as per normal protocol, and we've informed the minister's office, more precisely the chief of staff.
Okay. On what date was the minister's chief of staff informed, and on what date was the sale finalized?
I'm running to the washroom, guys.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, I'd have to go back to the chronology, but if my memory plays well, for the actual purchase, we've informed the, if you bear with me, the intent to purchase and sell in early June 2024.
That's when you informed the minister?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Aaron's putting his tampon in.
What happened? What happened to the audio?
You see, you go away.
Of course,
Sorry, guys.
Hundreds of millions of dollars to line the pockets of insiders. And what does the government do as soon as they're ordered by the House to produce documents? Well, of course, we find ourselves with this government turning their back on their obligation to the sacred institution of Parliament. They're refusing an order to produce the documents. Why? Well, of course, they got caught. They got caught stacking a board with their friends, like the chair of the SDTC board, friend of the Prime Minister's, Annette Verscherian. And what did their friend do when she got put into this place of trust, a place of privilege? Well, she lined her pockets and lined the pockets of her friends. And we see that that there was a finding of guilt by the ethics commissioner.
Now, it's like Groundhog Day every time you talk about scandals and corruption with these Liberals. That Liberal Prime Minister, the first in Canadian history to be found to have broken Canada's ethics laws, twice he was found guilty of breaking the law. It's unbelievable. But that's the state. That's the state of that NDP Liberal government.
Oh.
Hey, dude.
Hey, dude. I'm right here. No, it's what is it doing? Here, let's go back and discuss Mike Barrett. So come on, work with me. There we go. So, Kirk, we're getting through it, bro.
Yeah, we are.
I'm not gonna lie. Can you not see that my eyes are all bugged out? Like, I'm excited as can be that we whatever. Some of my favorite people. Again, it's really strange to make friends online. But I'm not gonna lie. I would give you guys, like, if you guys needed a heart transplant, I'd give you my heart. Like,
this isn't Grindr, Aaron.
Yeah.
Is that too much, Paul?
I said this isn't Grindr, Aaron.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
No, I get it though. I mean, yeah, it's unusual, right?
Yeah.
But it's
it's a weird place. We come here.
You're bringing people together. You're bringing people together. Yeah. It's called unity. Yeah. Well, and that's what we don't have in this country anymore, right? Yeah. I mean, they're trying to force that on you, and like, it's just not happening. The country's going in the complete wrong direction, in my opinion. And this is a 45-year-old Canadian-born, Christian.
I'm about the same, Paul. And again, I wasn't paying attention to politics. I grew up in a family that was political, but I kind of rejected it. Like, it's like when I saw it when I was a kid, I was like, this is bullshit. Like, I watched Question Period every Sunday morning for 3 hours for 10 years, but then got away from politics I probably put my head down after 2015 election. I was like, okay, they got rid of Harper, so it'll get better. And
so then that begs me to quander, I guess, the total amount of people who have had the ability to vote in elections, municipal, provincial, and federal since becoming of age. How many people actually did? Have you guys voted in every election, municipal?
Not everyone.
No.
Not everyone.
And so then therein lies the problem where it is now versus where before it wasn't a problem because life wasn't fucking bad enough. I thought that there's going to be this massive turnout this time.
Federally, I've never voted Conservative.
I voted in every election since I've been 18 years old. Municipal, fucking provincial, and federal.
Oh, I'm sorry. Not me, provincial. But that's great. But,
you will now, won't you?
Yeah.
Moving forward.
Living in Orangeville in Ontario. I mean, you don't vote, man. You can bet all these immigrants are the ones that now have voting rights. They're going to be voting, and you're not showing up to the polls. Who do you think? Why are these people sitting in the House of Parliament right now?
Absolutely.
Right? It's the lack of Canadians showing up to the polls is the problem.
That's right. I agree. One thing I did do all my life was be a DRO for the elections. So I really enjoyed that. But I'll tell you, this time around, will not do it. I'm a little nervous as what's coming up.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, I'm done with that now. So unfortunately, but definitely vote. Yeah.
We got 39 days to the U.S. federal election. Ours is 1 month or 1 year from the 25th or whatever.
Yeah, a year.
Yeah.
Big year coming up, man.
Oh, I'm a little nervous of it. I'm telling you the honest truth. I really don't know if he's going to slap us with anything or not. I'm scared.
Anything could happen, Sheila. Like at this point, it's who knows what's going to go down. So, whoops, I hit the wrong button. I think of on here.
One of these Western countries is going to rise up. Which one's going to be first?
I think the U.S. will cook off pretty quick.
Yeah.
Ireland is in first place right now.
You think?
Yeah. Right. I think so. Yeah.
Ireland.
Ireland's in first place right now.
Unfortunately.
Defeating their hate speech laws and policing their own streets. I mean, yeah, man. Like, don't fuck with the Irish.
That's right. That's right. And they have to. And you know what? That's going to happen to us too if we don't smarten up. And the thing is, I think now the younger ones are starting to get it. Like I continuously tell my grandchildren or anybody that is younger about what's going on in our world and that they should be very concerned. So I'm hoping, they're starting to get it.
I was just going to ask, how do we engage the younger folks? That's where the answers all lie, is the young folks.
Yes.
How do we engage them? They're busy outrunning. Well, they're not out running around. They're in their basements playing whatever it is they play these days. I don't know, but I know they're not outside.
That's
they're
right.
watching propaganda on YouTube and TikTok and X and stuff, right? But the problem there is if they don't have somebody telling them the freedoms that they don't have, which we used to,
it's just
again, they think it's reality.
I'll play devil's advocate there a little bit and try to stick up for the kids though, because we say it with a tone in our voice, like they're playing their video games or they're on TikTok or whatever. But as dangerous as that is, like being unaware is not worse than being misinformed. And so we have everybody that, well, not everyone, but a lot of people from 60 above still watching CBC and CTV getting, so is misinformation or no information?
That's right. That's right.
You got these morons trying to drop the age level to vote to 16 years old. Why do you suppose that would be, right?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, who are the ones that are impacted by these bad policies in this country? It's mostly what? It would be 20-year-olds to, 35-year-olds, 40-year-olds.
Yeah.
Demographic outside of that, they probably have had enough support. Shit wasn't fucked up enough, like getting to that age. Their parents have helped them. They had a job. They could buy a house. It doesn't really affect them. So their house, if they bought a house like before this whole shit show started, is now like ridiculously overpriced. You know what I'm saying? They're like, hey, maybe this isn't so bad. Yeah, I don't make enough money at work, but my house is worth $800,000. I only paid $200,000 for it. The ones that are really in trouble are the ones that are like just coming into it. Yeah, and they don't realize what it is like they're walking into. All they see is what's being pumped at them in propaganda all over the internet.
It would be intimidating out there though. Like I know myself, about a year ago, it finally got to the breaking point where I was starting to investigate Canadian federal, because I'm like, why am I broke? Like I'm a government employee, same job, 20 years. Like what the hell? Like, so you start investigating the politics. And this is why I bring it back to having a little bit of hope for the young people. Having no information is better than being misinformed, because like I didn't pay attention for a period of years growing up, or not growing up, but like in my 20s, 30s. And, but when I did start paying attention, it didn't take me because once these kids start looking, it won't take them very long to realize like there's a trick being played by a deceptive, in my opinion, a deceptive government.
They're getting out of college after their doctorate in gender ideology and basket weaving or whatever the fuck it is. Yeah. And they try and go and get a job, but they can't get a job because they brought so many immigrants in. You can't have a job at McDonald's. And if you did get a job at McDonald's, that isn't going to pay your $2,500 a month rent.
No, well,
and they don't understand this.
No.
I don't have a lot of hope for the basket weavers degree graduates, Mr. Pickles. Like they're always going to vote left.
I don't know.
The basket
My
weavers
point is
probably
that it doesn't touch their life. Like, and even still, the ones that are in school, like their parents are supporting them. you know, or they're living with their parents and stuff. They don't have to go fight on their own. They have no idea, right?
Until you start to feel it, I don't think you pay attention. Like
at 20 years old, so 25 years ago, housing was about $180,000 in Kelowna, BC for a nice place. And you could buy that with like a $20 an hour job.
Yeah, you could.
Right?
Yeah.
There's not a chance you could do that. So then you look to yourself and say, like, who on earth could support the Liberals? Well, I'll tell you right now, it'll be the immigrants that have been brought in, and there's tons of them that are, you know, waiting to get authorization to vote, and the old people whose property values have been blown up so much because of the supply and demand of housing and the investments.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody else is where we're at, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Bureaucrats, the bureaucrats will vote Liberal. The old people who don't have nothing to worry about, don't think anything's wrong. You know, like it's the middle class. We're the ones being crushed, and we're the ones that make the country go round.
No, totally agree. Guys, I've got one more video that I'm going to show that hopefully is going to be on here. I thought I posted it, and it's not showing there. Damn. Uploads. Maybe it's going to be here. The old computer runs slow when you're doing these lives.
A minute is an hour. Hey, has anybody asked our viewers to please like, subscribe, and share?
No.
That is most important.
I always forget. Kirk.
Well.
And I do too. I'm bad at that. I do the like, but I forget to ask people to do so. So I'll do that more often.
No, taking away my job. Hey, my union is going to have something to say about that.
Oh, Kirk, you wouldn't believe the trash that people have been talking about you on here online tonight.
I would not be a bit surprised.
I just let it roll. I was like, yeah, Kirk is an ass. Like,
hey, I've been called worse by better than any of them out there.
No, assured. I'm positive. So
they're still waiting for the holodeck to get lit.
Nobody lit the smoking deck. Holy sheez.
You're the captain.
Well, I left Sulu in charge. Talk to him. I'm on leave here.
Where's Dimebags?
Dimebags is in the chat. No, I sent him in. He's in the middle of a move. Like
how many people you got in the room there, Aaron?
Right now we've got 60. Like
that's not all right. Oh, wow.
Saturday night. I have done a Saturday night before, but like at 2 a.m. when I'm hammered, and so it's a great crowd. We've got our best people. You guys heard the names I said hello to. I know that you guys were nodding.
I recognize a lot.
Yeah, no, we've got our core, man. It's Saturday night. And this is, I think. I haven't had one comment about like audio issue, volume issue, any of those issues.
Well done, buddy. Well done.
The only time I ditched the show was when the Oilers were in the playoffs.
No, that's fair. I would ditch this show for that too. Like,
I wouldn't.
No. Sheila, you've been with me from the
Ontario. Nobody likes the maple leaves.
No, well. I'll say this, Paul. Sheila has been with me since the very beginning.
I know.
And somehow it does matter. Like, Sheila, you might be my first best friend that I've met online. Like,
well, that's beautiful.
Thank you for clarifying.
Funny. No, well, we chat all the time. We're chatting on the phone, like just being. It is a strange thing in this community, guys. We're gonna grow this thing.
Like, is it 420 yet?
What'd you say, Kirk?
Is it 420 yet? Somewhere.
I'll say again, man. Like,
it was 420 somewhere else just a minute ago. You can catch up.
Like there we are. It's unity, and I like bringing awareness and like bringing people together, right?
Yeah, that's most important.
I do too, guys.
Especially this day of division. Holy smokes, with all the division and dividing going on, you got to have a gang.
A little bit of unity is good in a gang like ours. Like, again, it doesn't take us very long to suss out the people we don't want hanging around. Like,
no, I fucked them over right away.
And
give them 4 chances and they're gone.
Well, it's funny. Yeah, it's funny though, because I never get to it fast enough. Pickles is always doing it.
Yeah. Pickles is on it, man. I could tell a liberal bot fucking moron from a mile away.
Like,
oh my goodness.
I don't mind like liberal opinions if they were to come out and say this person is good for this reason or back up an argument, whatever, fine. But like, don't insult the room or the channel or the people in the channel. Like, like we can insult the politicians, we can say whatever we want. Also, don't like put a stream of flags as comments or whatever. That's just distracting. Or say like Russia owns the world or some bullshit. Like,
no, China does.
China,
same comments over and over.
At least get it right. At least get it right.
I like to hear both sides too, and I'll hear both sides or whatever. But as soon as I feel like you're trying to stir up the shit pile, yeah, man, like you're not. Why are you not in a liberal room then? If you like to, hang off Trudeau's balls so much, you should not be here.
Like I wonder how many
go to liberal rooms for that. Like, so why are you here? You should spend your time doing something else.
I wonder, Mr. Pickles, how many Trudeau rooms there are. Like people that are actually like I just can't imagine how crazy I would have to be to spend as much time as I do making these videos about Trudeau and saying that that's the good thing, because that person that's doing that is dangerous. Like what I'm doing here is just sharing information, but what that person is doing is they're probably a sociopath.
No, that's a good point. Like, I've never actually looked to try and find liberal rooms, because what sane fucking person would do that?
Well, you're right.
Like, if you were liberal, I mean, I guess, but I was saying, in all my travels across the interwebs, it never pops up that there's a channel like this, that's a liberal channel going, yeah, I love Trudeau. And I love all the
what are they talking about? What are they talking about? Do they talk about like,
all this money that's being laundered in Ukraine? Like, you don't find rooms like that where there's people like going, yeah. And I mean, I guess if they did pop up, I mean, I don't know. Maybe there would be some people that would pop into them and troll people, right?
Maybe.
I would never.
Like, what would they talk about? Here, just give me a moment.
Didn't we have Kenzie Kraken on a little while ago?
I hope we did. Yes, Kenzie's amazing.
Did she not say that she had just come from a liberal chat room and she
got heckled? Who chased her out? Did she get chased out by a bunch of media or something like that, Kirk? No. I forget what it was. But it was.
She never. I don't think she said she got chased out. But when I started talking,
she had a battle.
She said that she does in fact go to a room or a channel daily and does what, say, Lightning Rod does here.
That's right.
Right.
So interesting, guys. Just give me a moment.
God bless her soul.
Yeah. So, what do you think they talk about in the liberal chat rooms? Like, oh no, there's definitely 2 Randys. Like, that makes sense. Like, oh no, it makes sense to have an onyx tub when you have like a gold tub in the old place. Like,
we're all racist.
What are they talking about? No, they talk about like, oh no, Jaws Raj Halan is a racist. Like, Jamil Javani is a racist.
Did you check those latest Trudeau senator appointments? Wow, that's fucking the best thing ever.
Yeah, no, it's an independent Senate.
The new capital gains tax. What? That's the best thing for Canada ever, right? Like I don't even know what you would say. Like, it's not a Canadian that would be in there.
Like again, I just don't know what they would complain about in there, because kind of what we do on here is complain.
Oh, absolutely, just 180 degrees.
And
but it makes way more ammunition on this side, man. Yeah, like, just look at the people that show up in the chat room like on weekdays, right?
No,
I mean, there's no shortage of people that shitbag the liberals Monday to Friday on this channel. And not just this channel, every channel. Every stream, every platform, it's all right media. It's all right wing supporters, Canadians. And that's not because people are getting paid. It's because that's how Canadians feel.
Yeah, that's right.
I've never been paid a dime, and nobody else here has either, I'm sure. We come on here because this is it's a duty now as a Canadian.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
It is. You got to fight it some way. And this is the only way I can, so I participate.
It's the only way that I figured out. Sheila, what do you think? What do you think about this? That there isn't so much an issue with like the liberal philosophy, because I understand there has to be a left and or like two sides to make a balance or whatever, and it goes back and forth. But that these aren't liberal thinkers. These are like some like people disguised as liberals.
Yeah.
What are you guys' thoughts on that? Anybody can jump in.
It's left of left. The whole, Mr. Pickles and I think we talked about it a little bit. The whole scale is slidden to the left. So what is conservative used to be the old liberal. And what the liberal is now is way left, way left. So the whole scale is just slid to the left.
This will be much easier if you just call yourself what you were, instead of like campaigning under the guise of being a liberal. I mean, just tell people you're a communist. Right?
Yeah, come out and say
it. Conservatives, I mean, like it's not far right. Like at this point, you were barely off of center. You were what liberals used to be.
That's right.
And
That's
a liberal, you're a Marxist, you're authoritarianism. Like you guys are communist.
Yeah.
That's the way
in my opinion.
So just sorry to interrupt again. This is just a quick off topic from the chat. Mr. Pickles, Lightning Rod would like to say thank you for last night.
Why did I block you last night again? You're welcome.
Yeah, you did.
She's in here being a jerk.
Hey, like, you know what? Hey, go and throw another $100 and maybe they'll make it snow where you are tonight. The farmers. Oh my God, climate change. Okay.
I don't mean to pick on any person, but Lightning Rod, you're special. Do. She just said, Kirk, she's in here spitting facts. Imagine.
So it's like any other day before I pick her up.
That's normal.
Lightning Rod, honestly, I kind of enjoy you in a way because every village needs an idiot, and
that's my thing.
No, I borrowed. Sorry, that's Mr. Pickles' line.
He stole it.
No, I borrowed. Kirk, I gave it back. It was just a quick lend. It was just a quick loaner.
I don't know, if there was like actual content to what she was saying, or whoever it was, it'd be a different story. But it's just on and on. It's trolling. Like she just waits for somebody to say something.
I called her a troll one night.
On it, right?
I called her a troll one night, and she was insulted. She was like, "Oh," and I was like, "You're a troll. Like that's what you come here to do. You come here to piss other people off."
He should be under the bridge eating children. Troll that shit. Yeah.
Again. I don't mean to go back. Again. We're gonna back off. That's enough.
What else you got?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, bring it on.
You want to know what, guys? For our first try, I'm gonna call it I'm gonna pull a George Costanza. Let them wanting more. We're going out. I think this one worked, everybody. And Sheila, Kirk, Mr. Pickles, I've got one thing that I'm going to do. We're going to hang up this call, but I'm going to show my extra or intro, whatever, that little Canadian, and we're going out on that. Would you guys like to say hello or thanks or push anything or promote anything or just maybe get out there and vote, pay attention, something, whatever? I don't know what you're supposed to do. My first try.
Welcome to anybody who stumbles across this channel and is looking to see what's really going on. I encourage you to come back because this is what real Canadians feel and talk about. You tell your friends too, and you make sure you get them out and vote. It's never been more important.
I'd like to encourage people to share. Get more friends to come in. That's where it starts. Share the channel, folks, to your family, friends, whoever will give us a moment. Yeah, that's important.
Tell the old people too.
No, for sure.
'Cause all they got is PBC and CTV propaganda.
Yeah. No. And I just love everybody. So, yep. I just love everybody. I just want you all to know that. And I am a moderator, but I don't push them very often.
No. We've got the greatest chat room going. Like if we have this one thing that we make jokes about to complain about, then our problems aren't that serious in this little channel.
And that's lovely.
So
that's right.
And we are learning about Canadian federal politics. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. This has been a blast on a Saturday night. I will be talking to you all again right after this. Actually,
sure.
I am going to end the phone call and play the other bit. Maybe you guys can tune into the show. Give me some views. Put those likes in. You guys didn't like this show. You're hypocrites. Where are
you
the
told
likes?
us not to look.
I know.
You told us not to look.
I know. I'm teasing Kirk completely.
I know.
You guys are amazing. And I believe it's a huge. Like I think that I'm part of the reason, but you guys are another huge part of the reason that we have this successful chat. Like
it's called a team, man. It's a team.
It is a team, and like people, it's a gang. It's a gang.
It's a gang.
Yep, and I love it.
Want to join the gang?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Anyways, tonight was a lot of fun. Well, after this show, maybe you guys go and watch this, and then we'll discuss how we make it better for next time, or what. Because other nights we're gonna have other guests. There's all these people we want to see.
I can't wait.
Want to hear
I'd like
from.
to see a lot of different demographics chime in here.
Yes. I hope.
Be lovely.
The more
maybe you can have Lightning Rod on.
I'd love to have.
Yeah, I was going to say, bring her on the show.
I used to beg her in the chat room in the beginning before I had moderators. I was like, "Do you ever want to chat?" Because like I'll engage with someone that doesn't agree with me, like in debate. Like I can do that, but
bring it on. Sunshine.
I think they're all scared of guys like us, Paul. Those single guys with no kids that never. They're like, "Ooh, better watch out. That guy's crazy."
When you're done
and they're probably right.
Under the bridge, then come on up and go on their show.
All right, guys. I'm gonna close this video. I'm going to the other group. I'm just gonna wrap it up, and thank you so much. This was great. Check it out. I think it worked. Like I say, I didn't get any complaints. Maybe this went
That's
through.
good.
Maybe it worked. Maybe it worked.
Maybe.
Had fun. I had fun.
I had a blast.
Yeah, so did
Sheila,
I.
you're always a pleasure. My girl.
Thank you.
Captain Kirk, Mr. Pickles, we're out. We're going to cross over now. We're hanging up on you guys. So yeah, gang, I hope you enjoyed that. I had a blast. That was so much fun. I love Sheila, Kirk, and Paul. They're amazing people, like that are only interested, or not interested, but similar minded to me, that we know we need change, and they aren't the same as me. They're all different. Like we're different ages, genders, live in different parts of the country, but we know that change is necessary across the country. That's it. We need an election. My name is My name is Aaron. This is Canadian Looney. Like, subscribe, share, comment, get notified, all those fun things. We're going to be doing so many more of these live shows, and we're going to have a different audience all the time, have different opinions from across this. Subscribe, please. If you get a membership, you'll be included in the group chats way more quickly. That's just how you'll get noticed. All the green people, you're on a list, and if you want to come on, you'll be on like this week. We can do that. We've got a problem in Canada. Right now, it's our federal government. We have a couple of things that are working to make it better, and these are people like just getting the news out there and showing the information is very important because Canadians are smart. Once they see what is happening, they'll be able to make up their own minds. That's it. On that note, guys, we're going out on this.
Oh, hello. Do you have a warrant to be here?
It's time for a change in this country, my friends. A real change.
Wiggle and squirm as you might, it is really hard to put lipstick on a pig.
When I'm Prime Minister, I will keep my promises.
WTF. Here.
I know this place is where I am. No other place is better.
The one we call Canadian. Canadians.
Gentlemen, beam me aboard.
So, gang, I hope that makes us all feel a little bit patriotic or come together or something. I'm not trying to divide the country. I'm trying to bring us together and realize that most of us do need a change. There are people out there that this is working just great for. It's not the majority of the people. It's not people like us that are watching this. And that is it. I'm a little emotional right now because it's been a year anniversary, and that was the most fun I have ever had online in my life. Sheila, Mr. Pickles, Captain Kirk, you're the best. To the rest of the gang, very much appreciated. Think about a subscription. Consider a membership. It's not that much. We've got get a membership. Get on here. Come and give your opinion. We can do a show just like that with you and a couple of other Canadians that are similar to us, or maybe a lot different. That's fine. We can talk about it. That is it. Aaron, Canadian Looney. That's it. We're covering Question Period Canada, Canadian federal politics, the Canadian Senate, all these weird committee scams and scandals. Whew, it's a lot. I've had a blast on Saturday night. I'm really tired. Had to work really hard to figure out how to make a show like that work. Should seem simple. It would be to a smart person. To a guy like me, it was very challenging, but we got there. So that is about it. Lightning Rod, I hope you have thick shoulders or whatever they say. We were just playing. I do kind of like having you around. It's kind of fun to have a fool in the room. That is it. It's been a blast. We're out for now. Have a good evening, everybody. We're back on Monday. Monday is a holiday, but we're back at 2:30 on Monday or 2:30 AST. So that would be whatever. Figure out the math. I'm Atlantic time, and we start at 2:30. Back on Monday. What a pleasure, guys. Tonight was the most fun I've ever had in my life online, and I'd like to thank my moderators for that. We'll catch you next video. I'd like to thank the rest of the gang too. You guys are special to me.